Hey y'all, welcome back to Mercury Speaks. If you're watching this on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, wherever, shout out to you. I appreciate the support. Now, astrology is on my mind, okay? I actually have a lot on my mind, but that's natural for me. I have a Gemini stellium, so organically my mind is always like racing, but Gemini's energy really been in a picture. As you can see, Kendrick Lamar has been going crazy. He's been doing numbers. He's been doing his thing. I'm sure Kanye is somewhere in the cut, about to create something dope. You know, Gemini energy is just really thriving. We have Jupiter in Gemini right now, as I explained in my previous videos. And Uranus is about to move into Gemini and station into Gemini for a while. In April of 2026, April 25th, to be exact. So, yeah, for about 7 to 8 years, starting April 25th, 2026, Uranus is going to be stationed into Gemini. So wherever you have Gemini in your chart, this is where Uranus is going to be affecting you. So Uranus rules over Aquarius naturally, okay? Uranus is a planet that represents unexpected, sudden changes, but it's like necessary changes. It's changes that really contribute to like the bigger picture of your life, of the collective, because this is a collective transit. We're all going to be experiencing this transit one way or another. Even if we don't have anything in Gemini in your chart, you don't have anything occupying that house that Gemini may be in, you're still going to be affected by this transit, because this is probably going to be either opposing some of your natal placements or squaring some of your natal placements or trining some of your natal placements. So you are still going to be affected by this transit one way or another. It's just we're all affected in different ways, and it shows in our life and it shows in our birth charts, which is why we can look at so many different birth charts and see so many different things, because we all have different degrees and different nodes, different Liliths, Chiron, even if we have the same placement. So say, for example, you have synastry with somebody who has the same placement as you, as your Lilith. You guys both have Lilith in Gemini. Y'all have it at a different degree. Y'all might have it in a different house. Y'all might have different planets touching that. So it's still going to affect us just a little bit differently, but we're all going to be also experiencing it at the same time. So you're not alone, and you're not the only one that's growing through it. You're not the only one that's experiencing this. It's just being shown in different motion pictures. You feel me? So Uranus can be really uncomfortable, okay, because this is out of your control type of change. Like, this is something coming up that you wasn't ever expecting to experience type of change. So it could be uncomfortable, or you could be somebody who is just adaptable with that type of energy. So it could be more harmonious for you because you're open and willing to be susceptible to the changes. And then this is going to be in an air sign, a mutable air sign at that. Gemini is a mutable air sign. Gemini is always on some unexpected or some different shit, always just on the go in one way or another. You never really know what a Gemini is really up to. Like, Geminis could be here, they could be there, they could be everywhere, they could be in your face, they could be in another country. Like, you just really never know. fucking with Gemini energy. And with Uranus there, I can definitely see some changes happening with travel. Now, there's going to be negatives and cons to everything. Like, that's just the duality. So I can definitely see, we are already seeing a little glimpse of a lot of what's been happening with airlines. We got airline companies shifting traditions and things that they normally don't. Like, for example, Southwest Airlines is about to change it to now where it's going to be assigned seating. And if you've ever flown Southwest Airlines, you know it's not assigned seating. Like, you can sit wherever you want, depending on the group you're in and how you get on the plane. So, but now they're about to change it to assigned seating. So, like, we're going to start to see, like, more things like that, especially with airlines. We're also going to see that things shifting with communication, especially with social media and with local media. We're also going to experiencing communication shifts and how we express ourselves, because this is going to be the throat chakra. Like, this is going to be so much information. It's just going to be put out there, and you kind of have to sort through it and, you know, take what resonates, and if it don't apply, let it fly type of energy, because it's going to be a lot of information. I just see a lot of chatter also as well. A lot of short travel. I see a lot of short travel happening. Maybe people are taking more road trips during this time, beginning to appreciate road trips more, or people are flying for short trips more, perhaps for business too, because Gemini is business savvy, low key. Like, Gemini knows how to finesse some shit. Like, if they really get put in a situation, like, they gonna finesse some shit and be the magician that they are. So we're gonna see an increase in the finessing. Look, I don't condone anything that puts yourself and other people in harm's way. However, we're gonna see an increase in scams and little petty shit that don't need to be happening. Because again, this is the duality of these transits. It's going to be great. I definitely see people expanding how they make money, right? Because Uranus and Taurus has been reminding us the importance of having our own money and being self-sufficient and being able to recycle our money, perhaps, or use it to invest into our other gifts or things that pour back into ourselves with Uranus and Taurus transit. So with Uranus and Gemini, it's like, okay, now we're expanding our opportunities on how we do that. Now we're expanding on our skills to make these monies, especially because Gemini is multi-talented energy. So with Uranus and Gemini, I'm seeing people having more profound thoughts or ideas that can make things better on a day-to-day in a prolific way for themselves and for the community. So that's going to be really dope. Really just connecting with your friends and connecting with your network and making something great out of that, to just better your day-to-day life. I could definitely see that, because Gemini's energy is always prevalent through, again, communication, because that's a Mercury ruled sign, as well as our skills. Whether that could be through your hands or through your little quirky ideas that you invested in, now you have a business out of, or even something simple like lashes or hair, because these are, again, using your hands as a medium. So it could be varied in different ways. So really just expanding on that and really just allowing yourself to better implement hopefully the wisdom that you gathered through this Jupiter and Gemini transit, because even though it's an opposition, I feel like Jupiter and Gemini transit still should have been reminding us just to better our thought process in one way or another, but especially when it comes to our multi-talents, our multi-skills, like having more confidence in it, or becoming more savvy with it, or deepening your skill with it, or deepening your knowledge with it one way or another, you feel me? Or this could be like taking a class for it. Maybe during this Jupiter in Gemini transit, you decided to take a class or go back to school, or just really learn something, because this is still the mind. Gemini does like to learn. So Uranus and Gemini, we're definitely going to see shifts in schools, shifts in how we learn, for better and for worse. We're going to see, again, like, I'm sure y'all already been hearing about this chat GPT dynamic situation, and people highlighting a lot of judgment for people using chat GPT to help them with their essays and things like that. People forgetting the skill of writing and putting together a thesis and a paragraph on their own without technology. I see that happening. Unfortunately, people getting more lazy because they do have the use of this technology, but also, as well as on the counterpart, also seeing people become just way more knowledgeable with the things that they're putting their effort into learning and strengthening and practicing and doing, because it's nothing better than taking the time out to read a book about something that inspires you, or watch a documentary, or take the time out to exercise, or take the time out, especially attending to your body. Uranus and Gemini, because this is the body too. Now that I'm thinking it, more thoughts are coming to me, but definitely more body movement, like actual more physical body movement, to get things done that you possibly may have been procrastinating on, so that's going to be a good thing, right? Because sometimes we need a little mental encouragement. Sometimes we need a little mental inspiration to just keep going and keep navigating this life. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with needing like a little push. So perhaps doing different things on your day-to-day, like yoga or journaling, or like I said, other mediums through your hands. Probably doing, like, I've been so interested in pottery. Like, pottery has been really excuse me. Pottery has been really, really calling to me. I've been so interested in pottery for like the past like year or so, and I haven't taken it yet. So I know like that's something I'm probably gonna finally do and invest in, like, by the time that comes around. Because for me personally, it does take me a little time to do certain things. I've noticed that about me. So, and that's another thing too with Uranus and Gemini, like taking the time out to think more about yourself, probably being a little more selfish or self-centered in your thought process, because Geminis can be really thoughtful and can be really considerate of the people around them. Like, whether people realize it or not, Geminis actually really care. Like, they'll think it more than they show it, or more than they feel it. And I know that's probably not like what everybody wants to experience and stuff like that sometimes. Like, I know personally I wouldn't want to experience that, but shit, like, I gotta keep it real with myself. Like, I know for me as a Gemini stellium, like, the thought be there. Like, it really do be the thought that counts. But I do not be showing it all the time or acting upon it. So really just having more mental momentum to act upon the things that I've been speaking about for the past few years or been wanting and writing about. Like, those are going to be themes with Uranus and Gemini, right? So that's a good thing. That's something to look forward to. Forgive me, y'all. My mind do naturally be everywhere. Like, even when I'm in conversation, like, my mind will just be going. But I really wanted to talk about that because that's something that I'm looking forward to, because it is going to be like a huge shift. It is. We can already begin to feel it and see it, especially as we get into these later degrees of Uranus and Taurus. This inevitable change. And it's like, you don't even got to believe in astrology for real, like, but to see the changes. And if you choose not to see it, then that's your choice. At the end of the day, like, it's inevitable. Like, these things are bound to happen. These scales are bound to balance out in the favor of the righteous. Like, for those of us who are really doing the best to really put in that work to just be better mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, however, to just really like show up on a day-to-day, really just be honest with yourself and have a conversation with yourself and be like, you know what, like, I'm not at my best right now, but I know that I could do better in this area, and I will. And I believe in myself, and I trust in myself, and I trust in God. And really just, sometimes you gotta have that conversation out loud. Like, during Uranus and Gemini, don't be afraid to go to therapy or go back to therapy if you've already been to therapy, or talk to yourself out loud for real. Or even if you feel the need to make videos and make content and using your voice and really just speaking from your heart and speaking from your spirit, like, and allowing yourself to release any fear of being heard or misunderstood, and just being pure and clear minded on your intention and what it is that you're conveying. And that's fine. Like, and I see a lot of new artists, a lot of beautiful new artists emerging, Uranus and Gemini. A lot of, I just could hear and feel a lot of like soulful voices being heard, being sang, and I could just hear it, I could see it, I could feel it. It's gonna be a lot of great new music during that time, and I'm looking forward to it. But it's also gonna be a lot of, and we're already seeing it now, a lot of copycats. We are seeing so many copycats in the music industry, and I'm a consumer, okay? I'm speaking from a consumer standpoint, okay? I'm speaking from a poet standpoint, okay? There are a lot of unoriginal artists in the game right now because it's easy to mimic something that works. It's easy to mimic something that's hot versus then start from the ground up and really build yourself as an artist and really put in the work to be the artist that you want to be and that you know you can be. Like, comparing the two, what most people gonna choose? They're gonna choose the easy route. You know, they're gonna do what they gotta do to get to where they want to be. And hey, that's them. If you like it, I love it. If it works, hey, who am I to shoot it down? But that is also something that we're going to continue to see in the music industry with Uranus and Gemini as well. But like, I just see so much polarity, but I see it for the better, you know, in the grand scheme of things, because that's just what I choose to believe in. You know, I can't speak for everybody. I can't vouch for everybody, but I know for me and mine, things are always going to continue to shift in our highest favor. And that's why I'm excited about Uranus and Gemini, because it sounds more fun. Like, yeah, it's going to be a little more work. It is. It's going to be a little more tedious work. Gemini's energy likes to pay attention to the intricate details, the little details that is like sharp pinpoint though, that'll really like catch your eye and be like, yeah, like that's Gemini's energy. But it's also fun, like as much challenging as that could be, right? It's not easy being witty. It's not easy being clever. It's not easy being wise. It's not easy being smart. It's not easy being intelligent. Those are not easy roles to fulfill, but those are Mercury ruled roles, okay? Because these are all mind and spirit things, you know, speaking from your heart. And yeah, so I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit nervous because I had to come to the realization that I'm a little more stubborn than I give off, okay? Even though I have a Gemini stellium, I'm a little more stubborn than I realize. And that's cool, because I know that this Uranus and Gemini transit is going to challenge me to be more strategically adaptable, to be able to really like be malleable to the times in a way that isn't harmful, you know, in a way that really is just thinking the best for myself and thinking the best for my children and the people that love and care about us. So that's the best thing that I could do. And it's okay to think for yourself. It's okay to have your own voice. You don't have to be your parents' voice. You don't have to be your grandmother's. You don't have to be anybody's. It's perfectly okay to speak for yourself and to have your own thought process, even if you feel like it's different. Because Uranus and Gemini, a lot of people are still probably going to feel a little alienated. They're going to feel a little different because of how they think, how they operate. It's going to be a little different from the people around you. Like at first, it is going to be a little unfamiliar at first during this transit. It is going to feel like, well, damn, like I feel like I'm outcast, or I feel like I'm standing out, or I feel like I can't relate to my environment because I've outgrown it, or like I've outthought it, or whatever the case may be. Like it is gonna feel a little different, but at the same time, like I feel like I said, if you're really working on bettering yourself and bettering how you handle life and how you handle things and how you respond to things, then this transit can be and will be really fun, and it will be really blessed, and it will be exciting. So that's a cool thing. I'm excited. We're gonna see so many shifts in fashion too. Like we've already begun to see it. Like there is no coincidence. You know, I see so much chatter on social media with people comparing like one sign to the next sign in the zodiac. For example, they compare like Gemini to Cancer. I've been seeing those comparisons often, like, oh, which is worse, basically, Gemini or Cancer, like, which is more two-faced. And it's like, you know what, like, there's no coincidence why these signs are next to each other in the zodiac wheel. There's no coincidence why Cancer is next to Gemini and Leo, why Leo's next to Virgo and Libra. Like there's no coincidence why the zodiac wheel goes the way that it goes, baby. So we are gonna have little similarities. Cancers and Geminis are gonna have a little similarities. Like one of my favorite social media people, I don't know what to call, I don't want to just say YouTuber because she has more than YouTube, but K Hood, I believe that's her name, bro. She her personality on YouTube, like on social media, really gives Gemini energy. Like I know she got some Gemini in her chart, but she says she's a Cancer. But like, okay, even if she didn't, like there's no reason why these zodiac signs are next to each other. I'm trying so hard to keep it together and not crack up laughing. Like I feel like things are gonna be so unserious during Uranus and Gemini. Like, oh my God, things are gonna be so unserious. especially in the media, especially in the news and things like that. And Trump is going to be president during that time for 4 years. During that Uranus and Gemini transit, he's going to be the president. And he's a Gemini sun. And I'm sure he has other placements in Gemini, if I'm not mistaken. So that's funny. That's going to be so unserious. Things like that. It's just going to display on so many levels. And when I think about it, like, my mind just goes like that, like I'm talking right now, when I think about so many different things, because that's just gonna be what it is. Welcome to the day in the life of a Gemini. Like, you're gonna see just how our mind really works, and it's gonna feel like a lot at once sometimes, but it's gonna be cool. Oh my god. It was another transit I wanted to. Was it a transit? Hold on. Okay, so yeah. 2026, man. 2024 really just flew by. Like, 2024 flew by like a nigga driving a coupe like he trying to lose his life. Like, that's how fast 2024 flew by. And that energy is gonna be familiar next year, especially when we have these nodes shift into Pisces and Virgo, this mutable energy. Oh my god. Check out my previous videos that I made for that. But yeah, we're just gonna leave it at Uranus and Gemini for this transit. I hope this video resonates. I'm probably gonna make more videos talking about it, because it is gonna become more of a hot topic, especially in 2025, as we lead throughout it, because we're gonna get closer. Like, time flies, and time is like not stopping for nobody. But we are on perfect timing when we are in alignment with our authenticity, because we're in alignment with our purpose, our mission here, and what we came here to do. So I hope this video resonates. I hope y'all fuck with it. Like, comment, all that. Yeah, peace.